Hello everybody, how are you? Hello everybody, how are you? It is time to start our day. It is time to work and play. Hello everybody, how are you? Hi everyone and welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about some spring weather, and we are going to do a couple of things with spring weather, a couple of experiments and a craft as well. So the first thing I want to do is talk a little bit about weather. I have a non-fiction book that I would like to read to you, and it's called Weather. And right up on the front, you can see some pretty nasty weather there, can't you? There is a picture of a tornado and a lot of dark clouds. Let's learn a little bit more. Oh, on this one, there's lightning coming down from the sky. Let's learn a little bit about all this. Look up at the sky. The weather helps us know what to wear and do and grow. It brings rain, wind, and sun. Let's go outside for some fun. It looks like a good day for them to be outside, doesn't it? Their weather looks very nice today. Peek out your window at the sky. Is it sunny or cloudy? Rainy or windy? You are checking the weather. Weather is what it's like outside at one place at one time. But keep a lookout. Weather can change fast. It certainly can. The sun warms the land. It warms the air and the water too. The sun's heat and light help things grow. Plants and animals need sunshine to live. Sunny days are fun. You can play outside. Will you go to the park or ride a bike? The sun can make the air outside hot. You can cool off with a swim. And right now we're in spring. So right now we'd be doing more of this kind of activity outside. We'd be playing at parks and climbing. When the weather gets hotter and it gets warmer out there, we are going to find ourselves playing at the swimming pool and cooling off a little bit in the water. This is about clouds. It says that tiny water droplets float in the air. They group together and they make clouds of all shapes and sizes. White, fluffy clouds mean good weather. They're pretty to look at too, aren't they? Flat gray clouds bring rain. Some clouds are thin and wispy. They can look like curls of hair. These clouds float high in the sky. What comes from the clouds? Drip, drop, down comes the rain. Water droplets and clouds sometimes fill as rain. Rain falls in warm and cool weather. Rain helps plants and animals live. It fills rivers and ponds. Rain forms puddles on sidewalks. Those are fun to splash in. Brr, it's cold outside now. Now the water droplets in the clouds can freeze. They can come as hail or snow. If it's hail, you'll see ice. If it's snow, you might get a flurry. Often a lot of snow means a snow day from school. Go outside and play and have some fun. Lightning is a super hot stream of electricity. It lights up the sky. Flash! It zips from the cloud toward the ground. After lightning comes a boom. That is thunder. Have you ever seen a rainbow after a storm? Rainbows are made from sunlight and water droplets. Rainbows paint bright stripes of color in the sky. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Which of those colors do you like best? Do you have a favorite color of the rainbow? Mine is blue. Wind is moving air. A light wind is called a breeze. A strong wind is called a gale. Wind has energy. It pushes clouds and rain across the sky. Wind can make kites dance. Have you ever seen the clouds just kind of really moving fast through the sky? That is the wind pushing them along. See if we can get to our last page here. The weather helps you plan your day. Should you wear sunglasses or rain boots? Will you swim or will you throw snowballs? Wherever you go, the weather is always with you. Isn't that true? Wherever you are, you might see different weather in different places, but wherever you are, there is weather. Well, like I said, today we're going to talk a little bit about spring weather. One thing that our book talked about was clouds and the water droplets in the clouds. Now, I want to do a little experiment. Pull my tray over here. I have a glass, a clear glass filled with water, almost filled with water. I'm going to put that right here. Make sure you guys can see it. You know what? I think we should probably raise that up a little bit. Let me see here. Well, I don't have anything to put under it, so I'll hold it for you in a second. I'm going to add a cloud to it. I'm going to take a shaving cream cloud. Shake it up good. Let's see. I'm going to add some shaving cream to the top, and I'm going to make a big cloud. big fluffy cloud on top of my water here. There we go. Okay, doesn't it look like a big fluffy cloud in the sky? So what we just learned is that there are water droplets in the cloud, and eventually when the cloud gets so heavy, the water droplets are going to come down to the earth. And depending on the temperature, they'll come down as rain or hail or snow. So we are going to make some rain go through there this morning because I have some more water that I have colored blue, and I'm going to take my blue water. I have a dropper, and I'm going to squeeze it to pick up some blue water, and I'm going to start adding it to my cloud. Now you tell me, you watch and see if it starts to, see if you see the blue water start to fall down through the cloud as my water droplets get heavier and heavier. The more I add, the heavier they're going to get. And before long, we should start, oh, I'm starting to see something. Do you see any blue coming down? Do you see it starting to happen a little bit? Let's see if we can make some blue rain come down. There goes some. Whoop, it's getting heavier and heavier, and then we see some blue rain come down. You could try this at home. All you need is water and shaving cream. And if you don't have a dropper, that's okay. You can, you see it starting to come down a little bit? Starting to see the blue. If you don't have a dropper, you can pour it in slowly and watch what happens. I'm seeing more. The longer I let it sit, the more it comes down. So I'm gonna let this sit and maybe put one more squirt in there for good measure, and we'll see if we can make some more rain come down. So that's something you could try at home. You can make rain using shaving cream, water, and I like to use the blue because it helps me see my rain come down. That's one thing you can do, is make rain that way. Another thing we're going to do together today is make a rain cloud. And I love this because it's an art project, but then when it's all dry and done, it's really cool to explore. So first, let me show you what we need to make our rain cloud. A piece of paper, and we're going to make a concoction. We're going to take shaving cream again. I'm going to put some in my bowl here. Give it a good squirt, okay? And now I'm going to take my shaving cream and I'm going to add glue to it. So it's about as much shaving cream as I put in there. Come on, Rain. About as much shaving cream as I put in there. Now I'm going to add the same, oh, it's heavy, same amount of glue. I'm going to add that in there and I'm going to mix it around a little bit. Okay. So I start pouring my glue, and I want to, like I said, I want to do about the same amount. And here, if you wanted to, you could add paint. Get that last drop off of there. You could add some paint in there if you wanted to make your cloud a different color. Maybe you could add some black paint and get a darker cloud. Maybe you could add some blue paint and get a pretty blue cloud. So I'm going to take my sponge brush, that's the kind of brush I'm going to use to paint today. I'm going to mix my glue and shaving cream together, get it all mixed up in here. Almost looks like something you would put on a dessert, doesn't it? And eat, maybe put it on a piece of pie. Okay, but don't eat this. You don't want to eat this. Now I'm going to take my shaving cream glue concoction and I'm going to take it over to my paper. Look at how it just fluffs up on there. And I am going to simply start brushing it around on my paper. And notice that it's not flat. That's okay. I didn't want it to be flat. It's going to be puffy like a cloud. Let me get another big swirl here. It's going to stay puffy like a cloud, and I'm just going to brush it all around. I can make my cloud whatever shape I want, and I'm going to let it dry. There's my pretty fluffy cloud. Now, like I said, I have done one already that I want to share with you. This is one I did before, and I put some paint in it, and mine turned out kind of purpley. And what I noticed after it dried, I saw that there were some cracks in it, so I started to pull at them. I want to share with you guys what was on the inside. This is the same thing we just did. This is the one that's still wet. It hasn't dried yet. It's just shaving cream and glue. This is when it's dry. First of all, when yours dries, just touch it. It's smooth. Describe it to me. It's smooth. It's puffy. You can see if I turn it to the side, see how it sticks out? It's not flat, like I said. But I noticed these cracks, and I started pulling at them. I think this is so cool. I'm so excited to show this to you guys. Okay, I'm going to pull back a crack. And look on the inside. This is just shaving cream and glue. And when you pull it back, I've heard a couple different descriptions. I don't know how well you can see it. One little preschool friend told me it looks like lint, like you find in your dryer. And I think he's absolutely right. It kind of feels like it too. Somebody else described it like a sponge. It's really cool to explore. So I recommend that you do that project today. Take your shaving cream and your glue, mix them up, put them on a piece of paper so you get a nice fluffy cloud. and then play with it for a while. Feel how it feels, touch it, explore it, and then when you're ready, check out the inside once it's all dry. It's so cool. Give that a try. Okay, so we've got rain, we've got a cloud. What about the water itself? How does this all come together? How does this work? There's something called the water cycle, and you can make your own water cycle in your house. What you need for that is basically just a plastic bag and some water. That's it. I'm going to do a little bit more though. I'm going to take my plastic bag and I'm going to draw a picture of the sun on it. And the reason I'm drawing the sun is because the sun plays an important part in the water cycle. Let me show you my sun. Okay, I drew my sun. You see it there? It's hard to see. Put my hand behind it maybe. There's my sun. The sun plays an important part in the water cycle. I'm also going to draw a cloud because that also plays an important part in the water cycle. What happens is, you know how we have water here on Earth? We've got rivers, lakes, ponds, oceans. We've got all this water. Well, what happens is the sun, the heat from the sun helps to evaporate that water. It goes up into the air as a gas, and then it gets up into the clouds, and when the clouds get heavy, it falls back down to the earth. It just keeps going round and round and round. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bag, and I'm going to take some of this blue water that I have over here. Let's see, get rid of my dropper. I'm going to pour just a little. I only want a little to go across the bottom. I'm going to pour a little bit of water into my bag. And again, I have blue, so I can see what's happening. Now, this is the most important part of the whole thing. I'm going to seal it really well. But not only am I going to seal it, I'm going to let the air out of it here a little bit. I'm going to tape it closed because I don't want blue water all over my house. That would not go well. So I've got some really strong tape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to tape my top closed. I'm going to seal it completely closed. And then I'm going to hang this in a window because then the real sun outside, the heat from the real sun, is going to come and it's going to show me how the water cycle works. You can make this and hang this in your window and watch what happens. Watch rain start to form on the inside of your bag. Give that a shot. Put this together. Again, it's just water in a plastic bag and some tape and hang it up in your window and you can watch what happens. Okay, so we've got our rain working over there. We've got our water cycle. We've got our cloud. One more really interesting thing that happens in the springtime and the summer and the fall are tornadoes. Tornadoes can be scary, right? We can be a little scared of tornadoes, but the most important thing to do when you're scared of something is to learn about it and to know how to handle it. That helps take your scared away a little bit. So if you live in a place where tornadoes happen, then you need to learn a little bit about it. Find out what makes tornadoes happen, why they happen, and then find out what you can do to be safe. The safest thing you can do in a tornado is go to a place with no windows. Be inside in a place with no windows. Maybe your family has a basement and you can go down into the basement and stay safely down there. That's where my family goes. In fact, we like to go down there and we listen to some music sometimes, depending on what's going on. Maybe we'll play a game while we wait it out. If you don't have a basement, there are places in your house you can go. One of the silliest places you can go is inside your bathtub. That's a pretty safe place to go, is hide inside your bathtub. What you need to do is ask your grown-up where in your house is the safest place to go. So if you hear those sirens going off, you'll know exactly what to do and you can feel safe and a little less scared. Now, would you guys like to make a tornado with me? I have something we can use to make a tornado together. Let me show you what I have. But I got to tell you, sometimes with science experiments, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. This one has worked a little bit for me, but it hasn't worked all the time. Oh, it's kind of heavy. What I have are 2 bottles. 2 drink bottles. These are 2-liter ones. You could use 1-liter ones. I have this special tube that connects them together. You could try this with tape or something else to connect them together too. I've put water in the bottom one, so it's just about halfway up there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip them over and I'm going to turn them. And if you watch this one, the one that has all the water in it, watch the center. Let's see if we can make a tornado happen, a tornado shape happen on the inside. You ready? Let's count it down. 3, 2, 1. Flip it. Now watch this top bottle. You can hear the water going. Let's see if I start spinning it. Let's watch and see if we can do it. Oh, see. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. This time it's not going to work for me. It's just bubbling up to the top. No, I'm afraid it's not going to work. Let's see. Let's try one more time. Oh, there we go. Did you see it? Let me shake it a little bit more. All right. Well, we got it for a minute there. We had it up there and for a minute. If it gets down to the bottom, we'll try it again. But a tornado is just swirling air like that. So So you can try this if you have bottles at home too. Right now it's just going to keep, there it goes. You see it? There it goes. We got a good one going now. Oh, let's see if it goes all the way down. Isn't that cool? You guys can try this one at home too. So those are a few things that you guys can try when we're done together today. You can try making rain, you can try the water cycle, the cloud, and see if you have a couple bottles where you could try the tornado too. Okay, I need a towel. That got a little messy on me here. And finally, your grown-up can print this off of the internet for you. This is a weather graph that you can keep at home, and you can try to check your weather and see how many days are sunny, how many days, let's see what I have, sunny, how many days are cloudy, rainy, thunderstormy, windy, or snowy. I hope we don't have any snowy days for a while. Now, if you don't want to keep printing this off and keep doing it, if you have these pouches like I have, you can take your weather graph and stick it on the inside. This is what I like about these, is they let you use paper over and over and over again. Take your weather graph and stick it on the inside. So now I'm going to take a special dry erase marker. This is one that I could draw on here, take it off, erase it off, draw on here again. And if I look outside, today my house is cloudy. So I'm going to color in the spot above cloudy. Okay. Tomorrow, I'm going to look out my window again. If it's cloudy again, I'm going to go to the next spot. If I look out the next day and it's sunny, I'm going to do the first sunny spot. And I'm going to keep drawing up until I fill my chart up. And I can see how many days were sunny, how many days were cloudy, how many days were rainy. Did I have more rainy, more sunny? You can check all that out. Now, because I used my pouch, once I'm all done, I can just come along and I can erase it and I can start all over. So you can print that off the internet, you can get your glue, you can get your shaving cream, and you can try some of these different experiments that we did together today, you guys. See you next time. Bye, everybody.